such a negative light on bankruptcy personally, but companies do this all the time, and then they just start again. Why not just start your life again? It's the exact same thing. It's just people say, oh, don't file bankruptcy. But the other day I had a realization. I was like, what if bankruptcy is actually a good thing? If you don't have a plan or a strategy behind it, then no, don't file bankruptcy. Because then you're just literally going to end up, you're going to be in a worse spot than you were before. You ask, okay, so you want to know about bankruptcy, or you chose bankruptcy because you saw the word monopoly, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think bankruptcy means?
The opposite of banking?
What?
Bankruptcy is when you're unable to pay anything. You have to look at me, not the camera. Yeah, so just me. Bankruptcy is when you're unable to manage the bills that you have to pay, and you say, you know what, I'm like, you're literally throwing in the towel. You're calling it quits. You're like, let me just start all over again. I can't do with it. I can't deal with this right now. So anybody that you owe money to, they're gonna say, well, not them personally, but you go through like a company and they file it for you, and then you lose everything. So if you have credit cards, you lose those. If any loans you had, you lose those, and then you start all over. So it's like in Monopoly. So remember in Monopoly when I think it was Shiloh didn't have enough money, or I didn't have enough money, and then I landed on some, or one of you guys landed on somebody's property, and then they couldn't pay, and then the bank gave you money. So after a certain amount of time, when you don't have anything to exchange for money, you just have to give away your property, and then you just file bankruptcy. That's kind of how it works, like with the game of Monopoly.
Talk about my failures.
So I wrote this down because I've failed a lot, and I felt like it's the most authentic way for me to present myself online to other people, because I don't like to be fake with people. I like to be me for who I am. So it's like you can love me or hate me for the things I've done, but I'm going to be truthful to the things. I want to be truthful about everything that I've done. Like, for example, I lost about $250,000 in crypto.
And blew up your account 5 times.
Yes, thanks. Thanks, Danae. Yes, I blew up my account in trading options. Like, I'm human and I go through these things. Yeah, 5 times. I go through these things and I want people to know, like, hey, if I'm making these mistakes, what makes you, like, you don't have to do the same things that I did. Learn from my mistakes so that you don't have to pay the cost that I paid, right? So
Yeah.
it's like I'm almost shortening people's learning curves. Like, for example, if there was a way I could show you how to ride a bike without training wheels or falling, I would have said, hey, this is how you hold the bike, and then go. And then you wouldn't fall or hurt yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Please welcome my sister, who's not in the camera, but really shy to look in the camera.
12 steps to become financially independent. You have to get organized. You need to get organized with the stuff that you have. So I mean in terms of where you keep your bills, the days that you just yawning. Okay. Rude. Okay. So going back to what I was saying. So this is the financial blueprint. Start by creating milestones. And the reason why I say you want to create milestones is because it'll give you small wins that will lead you to your end goal of becoming financially independent or financially free. You want to get organized. You want to figure out just where everything is in terms of your due dates, the amounts that you owe, all that stuff. You just want to have a filing cabinet, place where you keep all your records. Make it simple for yourself. The next thing is figure out what your net worth is, what you own versus what you owe. You want to figure out what your net worth is, because if you're trying to become financially independent, you obviously need to know what your net worth is, right? So that you can get rid of your liabilities that you have. Then your next milestone is figuring out what's your freedom number. How much money? Yes.
Cash flow helps you with that.
Freedom number?
No, liabilities.
Oh, it teaches you about that. Yes. What, the game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cash flow.
You
Cash
can
flow.
play it online or you get the board. Yes.
Yeah, for somebody else's product.
Don't be a waste you.
Seriously?
So you want to figure out your freedom number. Your freedom number will help. That's like setting up your end goal. Figuring out how much money you need to be financially independent, how much money you need to bring in, or how much your business needs to be generating on a monthly basis so that you can have that freedom, that life, freedom of your time. Yes, Danae?
I wrote fished instead of finished on your book.
Okay.
Sounds funny.
Oh, okay.
Fished.
Then you're gonna do the 52-week savings challenge. The reason why you're doing the 52-week savings challenge, that's gonna give you a sense of accomplishment. Children, I tell you, you think they're listening, but then they're doing all this silly stuff. But the 52-week savings challenge, it made me feel like I was on top of the world when I got that completed, and I could do anything. So 50, you want to cut expenses. The first thing I say you do is go through everything that you spend money on and see where you can save money. Start with your groceries, then your phone bill, your internet, your cable, and then work your way up to the most expensive bills, like maybe your insurance, your mortgage if it's time to refinance, your rent, see if you can find somewhere else cheaper to live. Also, house hack. So what I mean by house hack is go around your house, see things that you haven't used in like 6 months or longer, sell them online, make some extra cash, pay off some debt. Then you have money management. Instead of budgeting, you're gonna manage your money. And when I say manage your money, you're gonna give your money a task to do. Budgeting is like you have the money and then you allocate it to different expenses. But with managing, you're giving 6 categories that you're putting your money into. So you're gonna give some money away, about 10%. You're gonna have some money for yourself to spend it on whatever it is that you want to do. You're gonna put towards your retirement. You're gonna put some away for large investments. No. Then you're gonna put the majority away for your needs, so like your everyday things. And then you're gonna put some away. Did I say retirement already? If I didn't, so retirement. So give away retirement, fun, everyday needs, large purchases, yes, and retirement. So those are the 6 categories that you're gonna put that in. Then you're gonna try to want to increase your income. Start a business. Then you're gonna want to figure out your risk tolerance. How much are you willing to put into the market to see how much you get back out? That will help you with investing in the stock market or buying real estate. Create a stock portfolio. You only want to invest in companies that make sense, that make money. What companies do you think make sense, that make money?
This is a question?
Yes, Danae.
Sony.
Yes. Sony. Sony makes the Marvel movies along with Disney. Disney has some and Sony has some. So that would be a good place to start. You want to do your research behind it, see if it's a profitable company and if it makes sense for you to buy and hold. Yes, Danae.
I own it.
Oh, okay. She owns Sony, so that's why she's bringing up Sony. What about you, Dino?
Is it controversial to say Loblaws?
No, Loblaws is good because Loblaws, we need food and people go there to purchase on a daily basis. So you guys kind of understand where I'm going with this. Like, for example, all of us wear Nike. That's an easy brand that we associate with,
I am wearing off-branded clothes right now.
but you have Nikes.
Okay.
And I have Nikes. She has Nikes. We all have Nikes. Let's go at McDonald's. Everybody goes to McDonald's. McDonald's is a household name. Everyone goes there. It's been around for years. Yes.
Fast food. And we're running McDonald's. You know what Ronald McDonald's is?
Yes, we know Ronald McDonald's, but it has nothing to do with the stock. Credit. Other people's money. You want to use other people. She looks so bored. You want to use other people's money to make more money instead of using your own. Yours should be just like the reserve for an emergency, a large purchase. But when you're trying to make money, this is all what the rich people do. They have a lot of money or they have something that's very valuable and they say, hey, let me borrow against that to make some more money. And then they pay interest, yes, but the money that they're actually making is more than the interest. So that's why they use other people's money so that they can make more money. If you only have, say, $10,000, but you need to invest $100,000, and if your credit's good and you can pay that back, the bank will give you $100,000. Estate planning and setting up life insurance. Estate planning, one, because just more so from personal experience, seeing family members fighting over what the ones that passed left, can be very nasty and very drawn out. Like some people are going through battles with family members that's been lasting over 7 years. Like, to me, that's just ridiculous. So that's something you want to set up ahead of time. How you want things to go. Have a will, have a power of attorney, have the last, I can't remember what it's called, the last something. But just reach out to a lawyer, figure out what that is. But those are good things to have. Then last, because now you have the stocks, you want to get stocks that pay dividends, because now you can take those dividends and reinvest it back into the company, which is called DRIP, Dividends Reinvestment Program. There we go. I caught myself. Yes.
IP stands for I eat peas.
What? These corny jokes suck. That is how you become financially independent. Here are the 12 steps to become financially independent. So 12 steps to become financially independent. Get organized. Figure out your net worth. Figure out your freedom number. Start a 52-week savings challenge. Cut back on your expenses and also house hack. Money management. Not budgeting, but money management. Increase your income. Risk management and risk tolerance. Create a stock portfolio. Use credit, other people's money. Set up your estate. Get everything in order. Create infinite banking through life insurance. And then reinvest your dividends. DRIP, dividend reinvestment program.
How do you make a tissue dance? You put a little boogie on it. How do you unlock a door with peanut butter? You use a door jam. Get it? You get it? Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Next dude.
The reason why I put that there is because many people might be in a situation where it's almost like they're committing financial suicide. And bankruptcy can be seen as a way to give you almost like a life jacket to get back afloat. Yes, it will stay on your name for 7 years. And the way that you should be doing bankruptcy is through a corporation. Because if you do it through a corporation, your name and your assets are protected. Because a corporation is a separate entity. For example, Donald Trump has filed bankruptcy so many times, but it's not him, it's his company. Personal bankruptcy is not good because it stays on your record for 7 years. However, after those 7 years are done, you can pretty much play the game again. It's just like playing Monopoly. But Monopoly, you just put away the game and you start again. Or you just say, all right, I'm bankrupt, then you just come back in and start again. So it's at a faster pace. Whereas life, it takes about 7 years. Imagine you file bankruptcy and you say, okay, the next 10 years of my life, this is what I'm going to do in order to get to where I need to be. 7 years is the process of you getting through that whole bankruptcy issue, not being able to use credit, not being able to apply for things, all that stuff, right? But now imagine you created a business that made all the money that you need to make, and now you didn't have to purchase stuff through using credit. Not saying that's a good idea, but it sets you up for success later versus you just continuously carrying this debt that would just continue growing and growing. For example, do you know how long it would take to pay off $4,000 on a credit card by only making a minimum payment of $10 each month with a 22% interest rate? 80 years. That will outlive me. And if I had money in my bank account and I owed them, they would just take it right away. Why can businesses file bankruptcy but people can't? Like, why does it like we put such a negative light on bankruptcy personally, but companies do this all the time and then they just start again. Why not just start your life again? It's the exact same thing. It's just people say, oh, don't file bankruptcy. But the other day I had a realization. I was like, what if bankruptcy is actually a good thing? If you don't have a plan or a strategy behind it, then no, don't file bankruptcy. Because then you're just literally going to end up, you're going to be in a worse spot than you were before. If you do get to a point where you're good, but you never had no plan of action, you're just going to go right back into bankruptcy again. I'm reading a book and it said, if you don't ask for the sale, you're never going to get it. You have to be willing to ask for what it is that you want. Okay, let me ask you a question. If you're looking for an accountability partner or you want be around like-minded people, then this is the group for you. And you can click by joining the link down below to the Wealth Builders Academy. It's $7 a month, cheaper than a Netflix subscription, but more valuable than a Mercedes. And as you can see, she's bored and it's time to ship her to bed.